Good afternoon. Hello and welcome. Welcome to Mindfulness Moments. My name is Hannah Gruber and I will be leading you today through just a short and quick series of stretches and movements and breathing and mindfulness to help you get centered and balanced and to move through the rest of your day. So we're going to begin today. You can either start sitting on the floor like I am. I'm sitting up on a cushion, or you can begin sitting in your chair, whatever it is that you like. Your legs can be crossed. Just take a second though, if you're sitting on the floor, to uncross your legs and stretch them out. And if you're sitting in a chair, take a second to uncross your legs or even stand up for a second. And I want you just to take your arms up overhead. It's kind of like a morning stretch. Just start to reach your arms up, lift your spine up the same way that you would if you were just taking a little quick mental break from whatever it is that you were doing, whatever you're involved with. And they're going to inhale here, reach your arms nice and wide, and then just start to rotate both your hands and your feet. Make circles with your hands and your feet. If you're standing, you might want to take a seat down again and just have your legs stretched out in front of you. And you're going to rotate your hands, making big circles with your wrists. Your hands can be in fists or your hands can be open. And then do the same thing with your feet, just rotating the feet. And just kind of concentrating not on work, not on what you have to do for the rest of the day, but kind of shifting and starting to be in your body here. Notice if your wrists or your hands feel a little bit stiff or tired. Notice if your feet feel a little bit stiff or tired. Maybe you've been sitting down or standing or doing one thing for a long time. I want to get that blood flowing, not just in your heart, but all the way out into your arms and into your legs. And then we're going to bring that to a close. Take your legs and fold them back in. If you're sitting on the floor, sit cross-legged if you can. And if you're sitting in a chair, just have both of your feet firmly planted on the floor. And then we're just going to begin to move the spine. Make some circles with your spine. And this can start out kind of small and slow. Do your best to keep your butt or your hips planted on the seat of the chair. They'll tend to slide forward and kind of slide off a little bit. You might need to readjust and lift back up. And as your body starts to feel more open, then you can explore making those circles bigger. Imagine you're stirring a big bowl of soup, or you're stirring a big mixing bowl. Like maybe you're making pancakes or cake or something, and let that spoon be your spine and circle a little bit bigger, like you're scraping all the edges of that bowl. Take a couple more circles in this same direction, and then we're just going to pause for a moment. Kind of pause, readjust yourself, come back to the center, and then we're going to go the other way. Starting with small circles at first, and then just slowly and gradually, almost like you're drawing a spiral, make larger circles. And if for some reason your body starts to talk to you, maybe it says, hey, I don't like this, you can keep those circles small. They're going to be just as effective if the circles are small or if they're larger. Just begin to move your body, let it explore and be a little free here. And then you're going to bring yourself all the way back up to center one more time. We're going to take the hands out in front. You're going to interlace your fingers together. Reach the palms of your hands forward here so you get a little stretch there in your wrists and in your fingers. And then start to roll your shoulders. Shoulders lifting up, circling back, sliding down your back, and then shrugging forward, up, back, sliding down, forward. Maybe big circles, maybe small circles with your shoulders here. Maybe notice if you're aware if the shoulders are tight. Maybe you're holding a lot of tension up there and you don't even realize it. Let's try going the other way. Reverse the direction of the circles. And you might have to kind of slow that down and think about it a little bit. Sometimes doing something in the opposite direction is not instinctual or intuitive. Let your body just kind of figure it out here. All right, and then we're gonna lift the arms up. The fingers are still interlaced together. Squeeze your fingers and then press up with your palms so you get a little bit more stretch there in your wrists. Let the shoulders shrug up here, and then we're gonna start to lean from side to side. If the shoulders feel a little tired here, it's okay to let the elbows bend and to let the shoulders drop. And if you have maybe some energy that you'd like to burn off right now, you can keep the arms pressing really, really straight here and keep your core engaged and your spine more stretched up. Feel free to make this yours. Do what feels good in your body. And then maybe make these side bends a little bit bigger. Your spine is like a pendulum, swinging from side to side. And maybe feel that opposite hip kind of rising up off of your seat or off of the floor. And now let's see if we can keep that opposite hip really firmly planted and rooted down. Okay, I'm starting to feel not only my arms, but also my core engage. All right, we're gonna lift back up. Take a big deep breath in here and then separate your hands and exhale. Imagine your hands are like little droplets of water on a pane of glass, and let your arms release down as softly as you can. Like all the stress or all the work or all the effort in your shoulders is just kind of melting off your body and releasing down. Go ahead and stretch your legs out in front of you one more time here. I slid off my cushion. I'm gonna prop myself back up. Just give your legs a nice little stretch. And then again, sit cross-legged one more time. We'll do a twist here. Twists are great ways to both energize the body, but also to kind of calm the mind. So take an inhale, lift up your arms. Again, finding that tall stretch in your spine. And then exhale, turn to your right. Bring your left hand onto your right knee and your right hand behind your body. Breathing in, again, find that tall spine. Can you lift up and reach the crown of your head high to the sky? And then maintaining that tall spine. When you exhale, imagine your body like a corkscrew. Find a little subtle rotation or twist, turning your belly and your chest from the left to the right, maybe even looking over the right shoulder. Take another deep breath in. Can you maintain that nice, tall, open spine? And then exhale slowly and use your exhale maybe to twist a little bit further, kind of like you're wringing out a dish rag. You're wringing out your spine. Inhale again and just release out of that twist. Come back to the center. Rest your hands in your thighs. Close your eyes for a second. And it can feel a little weird to close your eyes. You're not going to sleep, but you're just kind of turning off all the distractions. I mean, you might not actually be able to turn them off. There might be someone calling and emailing or annoying you right now or trying to get your attention. But by closing your eyes, can you just focus with your own body for a moment? Focus with your own breath. Focus on how you feel for just a few moments out of your day. Practicing mindfulness. And then let your eyes blink open. Take another inhale. Lift your arms up. Find that nice, big, tall spine. You can imagine your spine is like a tree trunk or a skyscraper extending upward into the air. And then exhaling, start to twist to your left, twisting to the second side. Your right hand comes to your leg. Your left hand rests on the floor or the seat of the chair behind you. And then using your breath here, we're going to inhale to extend the spine upward like a tall tree or a skyscraper. And then exhaling any amount, you're going to maybe twist a little bit more, like your body is a corkscrew. Turning your belly and your chest from the right to the left, maybe even turning your head to the left. Breathing here one more time, inhaling, feeling that tall spine, and exhaling, twisting around your tall spine. On your next inhale, release that twist, bring yourself all the way back to the center. And then we're gonna make our way onto our hands and our knees. And if you don't wanna do hands and knees here, I'll show you another variation. I'm just gonna stand up, move my cushion to the side. So you can come onto your hands and your knees. If you have your desk near to you, you can stand and place your hands on your desk. My chair has wheels, so it's not super sturdy, but you could also have your hands on the seat of a chair or up against a wall. I'm going to demonstrate this from the floor. I'm going to put my knees down, hands down. My knees are about hip distance apart and my hands are about shoulder distance apart. And then we're just going to breathe and move our body. As you inhale, start to round your spine a little bit here. Maybe kind of wag your tail a little bit, cat pose, and then exhale and drop your chest down. Lift up your head, kind of arch your back a little bit here, a little back bend for your spine. And inhale again, let your spine get rounded or domed. And exhale to drop the chest. Inhale, looking down, round the back of your body. Exhale and dropping your chest, lift your head. Inhale, rounds. Exhale, drop the chest. And I want you to keep going here like this. I want you to move with your breath. So my breathing may be a little bit faster or slower than yours is. Our lungs aren't the same sizes. Our blood pumps in different ways. It might even be a different time of day for you than it is for me right now. So I want you to start to find the pace of your own breathing and see what feels good. Maybe you want to try going a little bit faster and just, again, burn off some energy. You could try going more slowly so that this is a little bit more calming. And then we're going to take just a couple more rounds here. This is a great way just to get your oxygen flowing. Oxygen feeds our brain. So if you get to the middle of your day or the middle of the afternoon or the end of your day, and you're feeling a little tired or sluggish, moving like this with your breath can help to kind of stimulate or wake up the brain. Okay, now what I want you to do is if you're on the floor, drop your elbows down and then release your head down. If you're standing and your hands are at a wall or at your desk, you're just going to walk your feet back a little bit so you have a nice long spine and drop your head. And as you drop your head down, just imagine letting your head and your brain kind of take a little midday break, a little release. Like all the thoughts and all the projects and all the problems you've been working on today, they can just release out of your body for a moment, almost like a little surrender. And then if you're on the floor, you can start to lift yourself back up. If you do downward facing dog, you can do downward facing dog. If you're standing already, just start to come away from your chair or from the wall. And if you're making your way from downward dog to standing, come on up to stand and just find a neutral standing position. Take your arms by your sides, and we're just going to begin to sway the hips a little bit. So as you swing your hips from side to side, you can get the arms going a little bit too, if that feels good. And then you can even begin to step and kind of like touch one foot next to the other. Again, might feel good just to get your energy moving a little bit. And then you can start to add in a little bit of twisting here, turning your chest from side to side. And then we're going to just play a little bit with balance. Balance is another great way to kind of wake up and stimulate our brain. If you're feeling fatigued, if you're solving a lot of problems, it's a kind of like a refresher, like a healthy espresso for the brain. So what we're going to do is we're going to make our way back to the center. Feel free to stand near a wall or near a chair for this and have your hands on the wall. The left hands can be at the wall. The left foot is going to be on the floor. We're just going to pick that right leg up any amount in front of your body, standing tall on this left leg, keeping your chest lifted, raising that right knee up any amount. And you can rest the right hand here on the front of the thigh. And you can even give a little pressure into the leg and just feel those muscles beginning to work as you stand up straight and tall, your spine like a tree trunk or a skyscraper. And then we're just going to take that right leg to the side any amount, kind of like you're opening up a door. And feel free to keep this left hand at the wall or move the hand away from the wall if you want to experiment a little bit with the balance. Okay, lower that right leg back down. You can march it out a little bit if your legs were working a little bit, and then move yourself over so that your right hand is at a wall if you'd like to use a wall. And then stand tall on your right leg and pick up your left leg. So lifting your knee in front of you here, any amount. Your hand can rest on the thigh, feeling that spine lifting you up straight and tall. And maybe even just noticing that you're breathing here or that you're not breathing. Just noticing. Noticing is what we call mindfulness. It's also known as paying attention. So you're paying attention to your body right now, and you're letting like the other things that you have to do, you're letting them just kind of be over there for the time being. We're going to take that knee to the side. So you're just opening the leg up to the side, like you're opening up a door, just opening it up any amount. You don't have to push it. It doesn't have to feel like a deep stretch or anything. We're stimulating the muscles in our legs, waking up the brain, increasing the flow of our oxygen. And then you can lower that left foot down again and kind of march it out. And then we're going to stand again in a neutral stance. Take your arms down by your sides, and then step your arms and your legs apart a little bit wider. How wide? That's up to you. You know, if you're wearing clothing that allows you to take a nice wide stance and that feels good, go for it. If your clothing is more restrictive and you can only take your feet a little bit wider than your hips are, that's going to work as well. Reach your arms wide to the sides. Reach your arms overhead. Bend your elbows and then cross your left arm over your right arm. And you can kind of give yourself a little hug here, or you can lift up the elbows and wrap the arms together. Lift your chest up, inhale. And then exhale, a little bend in your knees and start to bend forward with your arms either wrapped around your shoulders or hugging together in front of you. Breathing here at the bottom, we're going to inhale, strong legs, lift back up. Unwrap your arms, reach your arms wide, and then bend your elbows again and squeeze your elbows and your shoulders back behind your body so that you're lifting your chest. Repeating that on the second side. Inhale, open your arms and lift them up. Exhale, bend your elbows and cross your right arm over your left. Wrap your arms around you, squeeze your shoulders, or wrap your elbows together and squeeze your forearms. Bend your knees, inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, bending forward with a long spine, folding down any amount towards the floor, like you're releasing your head, releasing your back, maybe hanging a bit here like a rag doll. Inhaling, lift back up and wrap your arms and open them wide. Exhaling, bend your elbows in towards your sides and squeeze your shoulder blades back. Inhale, open the arms. And exhale to drop them down. Stepping your right foot slightly forward now. So you have a staggered stance like a lunge. Your right knee is bent. Inhale with your palms facing up. Reach your arms forward and then take them overhead. And imagine you're kind of giving yourself a shower. Tilt your head back and pour your hands behind your head. Then exhale and lean forward and fold over the front leg. Maybe bringing your hands down to your leg or even to the floor, and dropping the head down here. Finding that breath here. We're going to breathe here for a moment. Sometimes we hold a pose just to kind of challenge our mind. Can you be here and breathe? And then with strong legs, on your next inhale, rise back up to standing. Reach your arms overhead again. Keep the right knee bending. Exhale, bend your elbows in, squeeze your shoulders and elbows back, and release your arms down. Step your right leg back and step your left foot forward. Bend the knee, a staggered stance here like a lunge. The back foot can be flat on the floor. Reach your arms forward with the palms facing up, inhaling, and then tilt your head back a little bit. Look up, maybe throw your hands back here like you're kind of washing your hair. And then exhaling, start to fold over your front leg, bringing your hands down to your thigh or to your shin or to the floor. And then just breathing here for a moment. Maybe asking yourself, can I hold here? Can I be here? Take a nice deep breath in and let my exhale flow. With strong legs, inhale, rise and come all the way back up. Reach the arms wide one more time. Left knee still bending. Exhale, pull the elbows behind you. Pull your shoulder blades behind you to squeeze the shoulders again. And then release the arms down. The left leg steps back with the right leg, and you can march it out a little bit. Come and find a chair. You can also do this from a floor. I really like to do this one from a chair. This is a pose that after sitting at a desk for an hour or an hour and a half, I'll do this, no matter like what is happening for me in the day. So you're probably familiar with sitting cross-legged. So just take that right leg and cross it over the left leg. And then you've probably sat cross-legged like this, where you place your ankle just above the knee. So right ankle above the left knee. Take your arms up overhead here. Again, finding that long spine. And then start to exhale, reaching your arms forward. There's going to be a little bit of energy here. Think about your strong core supporting you. Draw the belly in. Think about your shoulders reaching toward your fingertips, as though you could stretch your back out just a little bit more. And then holding here for another breath if you can, releasing when you need to, maybe bringing your elbows in front of your shin or right on top of your shin and dropping the head. And then this invitation just to practice being mindful. Can you, for a moment, pay attention to your breathing? Are you breathing through your nose or your mouth? Is your breathing fast or is it slow? Start to lift back up. And then just leaning back in your seat, you're just going to stretch that right leg out as straight as you can and hold behind the back of the leg. And imagine just kicking that right leg forward, pushing the heel out and the thigh kind of pressing firmly into the hands. So just a nice little stretch there for the back of the leg. And then release the right foot, cross the left leg over the right. And then you can bring it into this figure four shape, the ankle over the knee. Don't worry if your hips are a little bit tight and you find that your knee is all the way up here. You don't need to force it. You don't need to push it. Try to find your two sitting bones and then lift your arms up and just stretch your spine up. Find that tree trunk, tall spine, extend upward, and then start to lean forward. Can you keep the spine nice and long here? Don't worry about the leg. Let the leg be a leg. And then reach forward, extending your shoulders towards your fingertips, your spine long. Taking one more inhale here, and then lowering the elbows down, either to rest on the top of the shin, maybe they hook in front of the shin, and then slowly dropping the head here so that it releases any amount. Practicing mindfulness here, breathing. Mindfulness is really like a judgment-free zone, but it's not, because usually when we kind of slow down, we start to hear what's actually going on inside of our head. So you might kind of notice you have a lot of thoughts. That's okay. You're going to slowly lift back up, release that left leg down, and then keeping your feet a little bit wider here, you can hold onto the floor or the seat of your chair, and you're just going to rock your knees like a windshield wiper from side to side. And actually, I love this when I'm in my desk chair, it swivels, and I let the seat of the chair swivel with me. If your chair is fixed and it doesn't swivel, that's okay. You might just have to kind of shift your body around a little bit. You might have to kind of lift your buttocks up and lift your hips up as you do this. So just getting a little hip rotation here. All right. And then adjust your seat again. Take the right leg over the left. I know. You're going to sit cross-legged here. And then we're going to do a little neck stretch. So finding a tall spine, sitting up as straight and tall as you can. I want you to take your left ear. Imagine you're talking on a telephone, like an actual telephone, which pretty much don't exist anymore. But you're going to drop your left ear down towards your left shoulder. You know, when you held the telephone between your head and your shoulder. And as your ear drops, you're going to probably feel your neck talking to you here. You can stay just like this. This might be plenty of sensation. Or you can take this left hand and hold the head and just gently add a little bit of traction. Inhaling, slowly exhaling. And then gently releasing your hand as slowly, as gently as you can, lifting your head. Let your head be neutral for a moment and then uncross your legs. The right foot on the floor. Take the left leg over the right. Sit up nice and tall. Get your hips planted on the seat of your chair. And like you're talking on the telephone, drop your right ear over towards your right shoulder. So you want your head to be kind of heavy here. You don't have to force it or yank it. It's a receptive or a passive stretch. You're letting your head just hang, and then your right hand can come up and you can hold the side of your head and just gently add a little bit of traction, but don't pull, don't force. Just let the neck elongate as you breathe. You can even rest this left hand on the belly and feel that you're breathing. Just kind of check in. Am I breathing? One more breath here. Let the right hand slowly, gently release, and then slowly, gently lift the head back up to the center. Uncross the legs and plant both of your feet on the floor, your hips in the chair, and take the palms of your hands so they're facing up, and then close your eyes here. And just imagining for a moment your most favorite place to be. It might not be your job. It might be somewhere completely fictional. It might be a place you've visited once a long time ago, or a familiar place. And I want you just to imagine in your mind what that place looks like, and imagine that your current surroundings are this place. It could be a room, it could be an environment like woods or a mountain or next to an ocean. It could be anywhere. And imagine what is surrounding you in this place. Imagine the light. Is it daylight? Is the sun shining? Is it nighttime? Is there moonlight? Picture the smell. Maybe you're by the ocean and you can smell the salt air, or it's a certain season of the year and you can smell the autumn, crisp leaves, or the coolness of snow. Imagine what is in your environment. Are there trees? What is in the landscape? Are there buildings? Are there other people or animals? And then imagine the sounds that you might hear in this environment. Sounds from nature, animals, birds, insects. Maybe you hear silence. Maybe you hear just the rustle of the breeze. And finally, just picture yourself in this place and imagine how you are. Are you sitting? Are you lying down? Are you with someone? Are you alone? Picture this place. Let it be your comfortable space, your sanctuary, and let the environment just come fully alive, like a picture or a visualization in your mind. Notice how you feel when you're in this special place. How does your tone change? How does your mood shift? How does your breathing change? You're going to turn the palms of your hands to face down and just lightly tap your feet on the floor to bring yourself back up. Drop your chin and then slowly blink your eyes open when you're ready, just to come out of that little visualization. And thank you so much for joining me today. Again, my name is Hannah, and thank you for coming to Mindfulness Moments, and I will see you the next time.